Hello everyone, and welcome back to my blanket fort. My name is Tessadoodleart, and I will be your host today. Today, we are going to be working on scales. Since it is Mermay, we're going to do mermaid-themed videos. And so, like I said, we're going to be doing work on scales. We're going to try to figure this out together and have a little fun with it. Alright, but before we start that, we are going to take our sip of the day, the thing that gets us started for a little bit of drawing to kind of get your brain in the mood. So go get your favorite beverage from the kitchen and go get your favorite glass. It can be a mug, it can be a glass, it can be a bowl if you would like to be weird. And we're going to take a sip together, so go get that real quick. You can pause the video and go ahead and take a sip with me in 3, 2, 1. Alright, I had water today because I'm dehydrated and I need to drink more water. Yes, water, it's healthy for you, you should drink it. But if you had something else, awesome. But let's go ahead and get started with our little project here. Alright, now that we are finished with our sip of the day, we are going to be working on scales. Alright, so scales can be weird, but that I understand there's different types of scales. I know there are, just in general, there's like diamond scales, which I believe are like on snakes in general, and then you have like fish scales, which can be round or kind of combed, maybe something like that. And then you have the regular scales, kind of like this. Alright. And then I think the other one, there's like a rough skin type that I know of. That's kind of like, you can't see it unless it's like under a microscope, the scales, but they're kind of like a rough patch. And you have little things like that. I don't know, something like that. But alright, so I have a picture of the scales that we're gonna use. So here they are. Let's just see if we can figure it out. It looks like we're gonna figure out shapes right here. So it looks like all these scales are doing, well, one, I think I see a pattern. There is kind of a line that goes through, and then off of that, it kind of goes a little bit like this for the scale pattern. Whoops. Okay, I'm doing horrible at that. That's what I see. So I see kind of like a scale pattern, and then it kind of, maybe not exactly perfect, but that's kind of what I see there. Is kind of like this pattern. You have like the center of the fish, I'm guessing, or maybe this is the top of the fish. I'm not sure. Okay, so it looks like these normally have a pattern. So it looks like the pattern on this is kind of round. It's kind of like a diamond almost, but I think it's just in general. Just these little scales. So I think today, yeah, and if you wanted to be more detailed, I guess we could also do like that and add a little bump right there. But that seems pretty simple. Now coloring it in, that may be different, but we're gonna have a little fun with it. Okay. So scale. So this is what we'll do. 1, 2, 3, and we'll do another one over there. And it looks like they go to the center of the other scale. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and it's kind of like you're stacking blocks in a way. There's another one there. So if we wanted to make this into, let's say, a tail, we'll do something like this. Ignore how bad the tail looks, but so normally I know that fish scales are pretty small, but we're gonna make them big for this so you can see it, and we'll do different types of scales on this. So give me a second. Okay, we'll do something like that, and we'll just leave it like that, and we'll do designs on it. There you go. I'm just trying to create a base to make it easier. Okay. We'll just use that. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is let's move this over here, and we are going to make duplicates of this. We're gonna do 3 different types. We'll do like a diamond look, then we'll do like a shark skin look, and then we'll do like a fish scale look. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I need to make one of those smaller, apparently. Or I need to move it over. There we go. Just for now. Just for testing it out. So we'll do sketches first, because that'll make it easier. So that everyone can learn without having to deal with color. So this can take up a lot of time, but let's see. Let's say we have the center right there and it flips up. I believe last time we could go like this. Can I have the scales? We'll do little scales. Whoops. Okay, so you could go like that. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I know nothing about scales. I normally like to do something like this to indicate, oh, we have some scales on here. but I don't normally do everything. And that might be easier for you guys. Instead of doing all of the detail on it, we can just do something easy like this. That, and then we can do like diamond scales. That one looks a little weird. Something like that. Actually, I really like the diamond scales. And then you have like the kind of shark-like, which you shouldn't really see this, but this is kind of like, just add a little oval, maybe clump a few together. And that kind of indicates a little bit smoother, I believe. So those are like kind of different scales you can do. I wouldn't do, personally, I wouldn't like do this constantly because I don't think it looks as different. I like the idea of just doing little scales every once in a while. You know, something like that. But I think those are actually pretty easy to draw just for something simple. Now, if you want to do like a study on these, you're more than welcome to. I'm not stopping you. I'm just doing basic stuff here to get an idea. We know this. We're here together. We're just like, how do these work? So we have our round scales right there. We have our diamond scales. And then we have our little circle scales right there. Toshi, no. No love. Yeah, I know. Toshi's trying to join me at my desk. No, you can't. No. You can sit there, but you can't you can't get in my lap. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I believe that I've noticed with so with diamond scales that I've noticed, normally you have like a pattern of sorts. Kind of like a net in a way. And normally you have scales there. And of course, like, add a little more thickness between each scale, kind of like what I'm doing here. That might make it look a little more like scales, because scales aren't perfect. Something like that. So like, and adding some color to that, or if you get good enough, you don't have to, and then, you know, you just don't color them, or you shade them. We can do that. We can try shading. Oh, look at that. That looks so nice. Who knew? There we go. I don't know. Something like that. Alright. So let's go ahead and add a little color, just to make it a little more interesting. We will do... let's do a green. We'll make we'll make this green. We will make this one like a lighter blue. And then this last one, why don't we do something fun in orange? There we go. Fun colors. Alright, so we're gonna do... Whoops. I forgot I was on a different layer. What layer am I on? All the way down. There we go. Alright, and we're gonna clean this up later, okay? We're not gonna worry about being in the lines for this. Nope, you didn't work. There we go. Green. Alright, and then we have blue. Okay. So, if I were to do these, so we can get a little gold. So we can make stuff shine if we wanted to in this. A little bit shine just for fun, and we'll go in a little bit on detail and actually being able to add color. Now you could do grayscale if you wanted. I've noticed that having the freedom of being able to do color can really change your stuff, because then you do like layers. It's kind of like painting. You can put down a color and then put down a lighter color, and you don't have to worry about drawing specifically. You can just kind of put the shape there and then add the little details. It's kind of hard to explain. Alright. I got a little bit of gold there. And what we'll do for that as well, we'll add a little bit, because some fish have this, including in the sea, that I understand some people say that normally in the ocean, fish have a lighter underbelly so that predators can't see them from below as much, just because there's light above them. I thought that was interesting. So we're gonna make this belly just a little bit different color. Okay, now that we've done that, we've gotten all our colors. I could probably blend that more if I wanted to make it a little more shiny, maybe? I don't know. I probably could have done a more of a white instead of a tan on the belly, but we're not going to worry too much about that. Alright. We have our scales for this one. We'll do it up here. Whoop. So we'll do this. So we've kind of finished that part. We're ready to color it. Whoops. So we're ready to color it. I'll color it a solid yellow, or not yellow, an orange, pardon me. Here, and if you wanted to get really detailed, maybe the edges have a little bit of gold, and then you just blur them a little bit, maybe. Or you could take like a airbrush on the edges, but I just like doing solid and then blending them. That's, and I don't know, we can do, say, lights coming from the right. I don't know. Something like that. Do. I don't know, something a little shiny. Something like that, maybe? I don't know, I think that looks okay. Alright, let's do the green. The green. Green. Do a darker color. Okay, we got that. We'll do something a little brighter. And we will blur it in. Let's try that. A little bit more shape, I don't know. Alright, for the scales, we could probably do something a little... Ooh, that could make it really shiny. Okay. So for that... we could really highlight them if we wanted to. Hold on, that's not right. We could separate them, I guess, if we wanted to. Something like that. Now there's scales. It's hard to draw diamond scales. It's weird. Something like that. They're very bright. I probably could have made them a little bit less bright, but it's too late now. And then I'll add a little bit of shine. Yeah, trying to figure this out, like, there's so many ways you can do stuff, but okay. Alright, let's do the scales up here. These were green. Oops. Green, green, green. Put something a little darker here. And then we can do something a little lighter, maybe. Something like that? I don't know. I don't know. I think those look okay. They're okay. Now, I know I probably could have looked this up, but I didn't, so that's partial my fault that I didn't look up some of the stuff. We can always look at references. It's a good idea to do that, and yet I don't do it sometimes. But references are important. Make sure you do them. You look at them. Wow, my brain is not functioning today, as you guys can probably tell. I'm very quiet. Okay, now on to the blue scales. Now, if we're going more towards the shark-like scales, let's say, I probably would add an underbelly to kind of imitate that. Just like that there. Normally it's a little more sharp, but for this, I'm just gonna make it a little bit more sharp, or a little bit more, softer. These scales can be pretty easy because they're just circular scales. And you can totally, like, go in a little bit on it. And if you do it right, kind of do little like little clusters of scales. Maybe, I don't know. And we can do a little more dull on the inside portion. Something like that. And we will draw these here. Add a little bit of highlight, a little bit of darkness. You could do that if you wanted to. Something very simple. have some darker scales as well. But, alright. I'm sorry if I've been so silent. I have been focusing so hard on this. Alright, and just to finish it off, we will just color in these areas. Just like that. We have our yellow. We have our green, which I'll probably do some that kind of color. Yeah. It's like Ariel. We have our green. Our seafoam green. And I will get into fins later. There's like 2 different types of fins. Well, technically like 3, I think. But mainly I know there's like the bony fin, and then you have like shark fin where it's a little bit different. It's more of a flesh rubber type fin rather than a bony fish where you have like bones sticking out and then you have the webbing connected to it. But that is kind of the idea that I understand that you could do. You can just do the where you do just the sketching portion in it, and that'll kind of show that they have scales. Or if you want to, you can do colors and then kind of add the colors in every once in a while, kind of like there, and kind of get an idea of where you want to put those and how you want to color it. But we're going to clean this up. I think that should be all for today. The cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. And at the end of the month, we will all draw a mermaid together. It doesn't have to be perfect. I know you have to get into like the human torso. Don't worry about it. It's okay. This is just for practice. This is just for fun. It's what we're here for, is to learn together. Nothing's gotta be perfect. Clean, clean, clean. Everything must be clean. And for extra measure, what I'm gonna do to make this blend even better, I'm gonna make my line art a different color. Sometimes when you're doing digital art, changing your line art color can help tremendously. Like, it can make it look really nice instead of just having black as your line art. But everyone does things different ways. There's one. There's another. And there is one more. Alright, so first one we got is our blue. So probably what I'll do is I'll do something a little bit darker than the main color there. Probably go about that dark. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. Ah! Green. Our green. Apologies, we're doing our green. While I do that, we could probably do a little bit Yeah, if you do the same color, you could do that, because it does kind of give more of a realistic look in a way, but for now, we're actually going to do kind of like a seafoam look. There we go. Okay. There we go. I like that better. You can do like a little bit of darker line art and then leave where the light is. Leave that lighter. Depends how you feel. Alright, now we're going to do our blue. Like I said, we're going to do something a little bit darker than that. Maybe bring it down to a slightly different color. Ah, look at that! That looks nice. Maybe do something a little bit darker on the underside. Make it a little more interesting to look at. Then we have our gold. Alright, our gold, we'll probably do more of a red. Yeah. Just a little bit like that. I think it looks nice. We could also try to do like a white for the fins if we wanted to, but with the background I have, I'll probably just do something a little more different. We'll keep it kind of dark. There you go. We'll do a little bit of orange in there. Alright. We have learned so much today. Now, question is, where to put my scales? There it is. There it be. Ah, that looks better too. Now you can also see that and that. You see how that makes it look more like it's part of the fish. There you go. That's what you want to do. So you want to make it a similar color, but a little bit darker. Like the yellow, you can make it kind of like an orange line art. And then the green, you can make it like a darker blue, like a seafoam blue. That kind of can help get an idea of what it's supposed to look like, but it's not like black line art. Do that here. Kind of get an idea of it. And then the blue, probably just go for just a darker blue in general, but not black. There you go. Something like that. All right. Well, we have done our different scales. Ooh, I could do that too if I wanted to. Well, let's make it green there. There we go. Now it looks more green. Alright. So, that is what we worked on today. We worked on scales. We figured it out just a little bit. And, of course, later on I will probably do some type of idea on how these work. Alright, now that we have finished our piece, we're going to do a little bit of critiquing on it. Alright, so if anything in all this, I probably could have done cleaner line art. I could have done a little more detail in the scales if I wanted to. But other than that, I'm really happy with how this looks, how we have the colored line out, which really makes things look more interesting and appealing to the eye. Now, if anything, I would go for more detail in the fish scales, but today I wanted to do something a little more simplistic, easy for us to figure out together, and later on we can do more details, however you'd like to say that. But if I gave it a rating, 1 out of 10, I would probably give this about a 7. I really like these fish scales and how they look a little different each one. But I'm really happy with them. Well, thank you everyone for joining, and hopefully we figured out some stuff together and you learned just how to draw some simple skills. Nothing crazy, nothing too detailed, but fun and easy to do. And you guys are more than welcome to hang out in the fort. Down below, you can chat, hang out, just enjoy each other's company, or talk about art stuff, whatever you'd like to do. But I'm gonna head out, so y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.